some interesting language here in a clip I'm going to play, but one of the contractors I know shared this video clip with me. It's in the snow removal. You can kind of see behind me, I've got a picture of backhoe moving some snow, but no matter the service industry, we all deal with outrageous clients. And I'm going to kind of play this clip and tell you how we would handle this and why not handling this and allowing a customer in your ecosystem and in your service basically area in servicing these people is bad for not only your mental psyche, but bad for your team. And it's going to derail your success moving forward. So like I said, if you're gonna be offended by some foul language, turn the video off, but I'm gonna play this clip real quick and kind of show you what happened. It's about a 10-second clip. The background on the clip is that the gentleman was not plowed out for snow plowing in the morning. The contractor, after I talked to him, was actually on the street about to plow the guy's driveway within a few minutes, and the guy lost his mind. And the contractor that I talked to on this handled it pretty much the same way I would recommend. So let me play the clip and then kind of break it down. But this is not uncommon in any service industry, especially in snow removal when things get hot. So I'll play this real quick. Curious your comments if you're watching this live or recorded as well. So here we go.
Take a wild fucking guess why I'm calling. It's almost 7 o'clock and the driveway hasn't been plowed. This isn't a major snow event. There's hardly 3.5, 4 inches out there. For Christ's sakes, what are we paying you for? Get over here and plow this goddamn driveway.
So as you can see here, or here at least, this gentleman was heated using foul language. We've actually had physical threats on our staff or myself as the business owner. So 3 main points here. I want to kind of discuss why keeping this client is not a good idea and how I'd recommend handling it, or at least 2 different ways I'd recommend handling it. So I'm curious to see your comments and questions as well if you're watching this live or recorded. But in my office, absolutely, it is not even acceptable if a client or future client or potential client is going to curse or threaten my office staff or myself as the business owner. It's not a good fit. I do not want my team subjected to that, nor will it be tolerated. But as diving into the top 3 here, it's not a good thing for culture. If you're driving a positive culture that's working as a team, trying to give the best possible service, it's going to devalue and just erode that positive atmosphere that you've been working so hard to build. We just can't have this in our business. So A, it's not good for your culture. B, it's not good for morale, especially in the snow or even lawn care, especially when it's really wet, or even home cleaning, even in the holiday seasons where we're working extra hours. We're doing our best to provide the best service. A lot of times we're in unsafe conditions and we're really just putting it all on the line for the best customer service. And then morale is already physically depleted because people are exhausted. They haven't slept in 25 or 30 hours. The last thing we need to do is have a negative potential consumer come in and pull that physical exhaustion, that morale down. So A, it's not good for culture. B, it's not good for the morale of yourself and the team. And 3, it's distracting to your personal goals as a business owner or personal goals of the company. So if we're all driving to that end goal, at least in my company, and I know many other business owners that I talk to, we take this personal because we want to be successful. And to be successful, we need to be fully focused on a positive goal and where we're at and where we're going. And by allowing people like this in your service arena that you service, you are intentionally or maybe unintentionally making a conscious decision to allow other people to disrupt your culture, destroy the morale of your team, and basically derail your goals. So one customer out of several thousand or several hundred, or even a couple, 30 or 40 clients, depending on the size of the business, that can be devastating from where we're at to where we're going and driving in a positive manner. So my recommendation, the way we've handled this in snow removal, we know that even with the most intense screening in a volume game where we're doing 600 driveways and about 70 or 80 parking lots, there's going to be a few of these that sneak in. We'd overbook a little bit by 5 or 6 people, and we would literally have myself or the gentleman running the business at that time have 5 or 6 checks in the armrest of the truck. And when we received a call like this, we were professional. We did not get into a pissing match with them. If it was for plowing, we would service the driveway one last time. And when we were done, we would hand them a full refund, no matter if it was 1 week in the season or 2 months in the season. It wasn't worth the amount of money that they had paid to have them disrupt our culture, our morale, and our positive focus on where we were going as a business and scaling out. So we would offer a no question refund in the contract. There was some verbiage that it could be canceled by any participant of the contract with a full refund. So legally we were covered. And it was amazing that when one of our team members caught this awful verbal lashing, similar to what this gentleman just saw in this voicemail, that the office staff was reinvigorated. They knew that we had their back and we were not tolerating someone to come in to our service family and be treated that way. So highly recommend, no questions asked, give them a refund. Now, obviously, if you're into a installment contract, maybe you give them what's left in the installment and a small extra piece for their pain and suffering to kind of hopefully keep them off social review. Next thing is we go in and offer to pay the competitor of their choice to do the job and transfer the existing money over to a competitor and let them deal with it. Or if that all else fails and they won't take the refund or your competitor, and if you got to pay the difference for a few extra bucks, totally worth it. At that point, you write a letter that's certified, relieving them of the contract with the refund, and try to personally make it a good situation. But sometimes with these folks, they're unreasonable. I've been physically punched in the face with some of these folks when in the early days. People are crazy sometimes, and you cannot allow those crazy people to affect your culture, your morale, and especially distracting you from your goals and the positive drive to where your business is now and to where you want to be. You can't satisfy everybody. So if you give them a full refund, you give them the opportunity to take what the refund would be to pay one of your direct competitors and pay the difference. Or if all else fails, you just give them a full refund with a certified letter to make sure they've received it, and try to personally follow up if you can. But don't get engaged in an aggressive conversation, because some of these folks, no matter what you do, you're not going to win. But if you're not going to win with them, you're going to win with your team, because you're defending your culture, your morale of your team, and you're highly focused on your goals of where you're at and where you're going. So comments and questions, drop them below. Wanted to share that because that's something that has definitely happened in my business and just about every other business, whether it's lawn care, snow removal, or home cleaning. The crazies are out there. We need to focus on the positivity of our business and be up and above that. And by all means, when we're going in, if those red flags are flying when you're qualifying a potential client, if it's not a good fit, you're better off dealing with it then, and then having alleviating that problem before it escalates into something like this. So comments and questions drop below, and we'll see you on the next video.